To the crisis in Burundi now, the UN Security Council has met to discuss it. The UN is calling for the government to urgently restore peace and security in Bujumbura. CCTV's Liling Tan has more for us now on that meeting in New York.
In the wake of escalating violence, officials and delegates here at the UN warned that the East African country of Burundi is at the tipping point and on the verge of descending into chaos. Their fear is that the crisis that erupted in April could escalate and return the country to civil war. The United Nations Under-Secretary General for Political Affairs, Jeffrey Feltman, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Zeid Ra'ad Al Hussein, and the United Nations Secretary General's Special Advisor on the Prevention of Genocide, Adama Dieng, joined the African Union delegation to brief the Security Council this session. Several key themes emerged during the emergency meeting. The first is the need to address the escalating violence and killings in the capital city of Bujumbura, including the assassination of government and opposition leaders, activists and civilians. 9 people were killed this past weekend. There were also unanimous calls for all sides to stop inflammatory comments and actions that incite violence. And there was as well pressure for the UN to investigate and to hold accountable those found to be responsible for human rights violations. And finally, we saw agreement on the most pressing need of all, an inclusive political dialogue to resolve the conflict and prevent the country from sliding further into chaos. The question now is, what will the Security Council do? Would it see foreign intervention as a possible solution and approve the African Union's proposal to deploy the East African Standby Force? The Security Council was said to be weighing that possibility. Liling Tan, CCTV, New York.